Thank you for checking out Lakehead International's videos. You're about to watch one of our Lakehead International live webinars, a fun and informative way to learn more about Lakehead while also meeting faculty, staff, and current students. If you have any questions throughout today's video, please comment below. Otherwise, let's get started.
And with that, I want to welcome you to Lakehead University and first and foremost set the stage so that you know a bit more about our institution located here in Canada. To be a bit more specific, we actually have two different campuses here in the province of Ontario. One is located in Orillia, Ontario, which is central Ontario for us, and our other campus is in Thunder Bay, Ontario, which is northwestern Ontario. Between those two campuses, we have over 8,500 students pursuing over 85 different academic degree programs at the undergraduate and graduate level. And we have over 2,000 faculty and staff supporting everyday operations and, of course, delivering those incredible programs. Lakehead University does consider ourselves a research-intensive university where we build research into all levels of study, into all programs. And with that being said, we've also been recognized for our development within research. We are considered the #1 in Canada for not-for-profit research income. And then in terms of other rankings that we're certainly proud of, if you're familiar with the Times Higher Education Global Impact Rankings, where those speak directly to the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals, we're actually the #1 university in North America with under 9,000 students. And then here in Canada, there's something called the Maclean's Magazine University Rankings. And we're very proud that we've consistently ranked in the top 10 for our category. So those are just three of the really proud rankings and achievements that we've had over the years. Speaking a bit more about things that are uniquely Lakehead, I want to kick things off with sharing a bit of information about our undergraduate entrance scholarships. Last year alone, we were proud to give over $7.8 million Canadian to international undergraduate entrance scholarships. And of course, hopefully when you join us one day down the road, you'll also be able to receive an entrance scholarship from us. We are considered one of Canada's most generous entrance scholarships in terms of international undergrad students. And so that's definitely a part of many of our students' considerations. When you actually join your Lakehead University program and you're pursuing your degree, we're also proud to offer small classroom environments, which really enhance your ability to connect with your peers and your professors more relatively easily, but also on a regular basis. So on our Thunder Bay campus, we have a 15-to-1 student to professor ratio. And on our Orillia campus, we have a 13-to-1 student to professor ratio. What that all equates to and what we see as sort of how it boils down essentially is that upon graduation and when you walk across that stage, over 96.3% of our grads are actually employed within 2 years. In comparison, Ontario University graduates are employed at a rate of 94.3%. So we are actually above our Ontario average or our provincial average in terms of university graduates receiving employment. So that's always exciting for us. Of course, though, today we're here to chat a bit more about academics and more specifically one faculty in particular. Before we introduce our special guests, though, I want to share a bit about our areas of study. So we offer programming within business administration, engineering, science and environmental studies, natural resources management, education, social sciences and humanities, health and behavioral sciences, law, and graduate studies. But of course, today we're here to chat specifically with our science and environmental studies team. We have the dean himself, but we also have special guests from 2 of our departments. On the screen here, you can see the 10 departments that are offered. This is not an exhaustive list of the programs, though, that are offered within the faculty, which we'll reveal in just a few moments. So on that note, I want to take this moment to introduce Dr. Randall, the dean.
Thank you so much, Jordan. As stated, my name is Todd Randall, and I'm the Dean for the Faculty of Science and Environmental Studies. I joined Lakehead in 2002 as a professor in the Department of Geography, and I've taught environmental science and geography since that time, but then I've been the Dean since 2014. As a Dean, I'm responsible for the sort of oversight of the programming across our 10 departments. So my colleagues on the screen have more interactions with students on a day-to-day basis. However, students in our undecided program who aren't quite sure what they want to start with do get a chance to interact with me in their first year here. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Next, I'll pass over to Dr. Law.
Hi, everyone. My name's David Law. I am an associate professor in biology. I'm also the program coordinator for the Applied Life Sciences program. I've been with Lakehead since 2004. I spent the first 12 years at our beautiful Thunder Bay campus. And about 7 years ago, I moved to our Aurelia campus, specifically to open up our Applied Life Sciences program at this campus in Central Ontario. My role interacting with students is mostly through the Applied Life Sciences program coordinator position. I deal with students who are in APLS in 3 locations, actually, in Thunder Bay, Aurelia, and through our partnership with Georgian College in Barrie. That's it for me, Jordan.
Awesome, thank you. I didn't realize you had such a rich history and the experience of working and living in both of our hometown communities. So that's a unique take, and I'm excited to have you, David. And last but not least, we have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Bajwa.
Good morning, everyone. As the name says, I am Garima Bajwa, and I'm assistant professor in computer science. And I started at Lakehead fairly recently compared to the other 2 colleagues here in 2021. And I've very much enjoyed interacting with the students and teaching them the world of computers and how we can build logic and problem solving into the computers. So I interact with the first year students and your introductory courses, and I also teach the 4th year courses. I interact with the master's program with specialization in computer vision, computer security, and brain-computer interfaces. That's my major area of research. And I'm also in charge of the student welfare portfolio at our department. So I'm sure if you join us, you would be mostly coming with everything from, club activities to your scholarships to me. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Awesome. Well, thank you again to our entire panel for joining us. I'm very excited to have you on today's session. I'm going to do some quick intros and set the stage for the Faculty of Science and Environmental Studies and what you as a viewer and a future student can anticipate. So when you're pursuing a program within SES, as I like to call it, you'll have access to actual state-of-the-art laboratories. Typically, of course, at a larger institution, these laboratories are reserved for faculty members and doctoral students and perhaps maybe even master's students. But Lakehead is proud to offer educational experiences that are enriched within these state-of-the-art laboratories as early as your first year. So some of these labs are located in our newly opened Cases building, which I'll chat a bit more about, and Dr. Randall will even elaborate on some of those research projects that are currently happening. But you can actually see pictured in this photo is one of Lakehead University's instrumentations laboratory. It's a part of Lucas, which is Lakehead University's Center for Analytical Services, and it acts as an access point to many of Lakehead University's laboratories, which are internationally recognized. Scientists lead research teams, including students, and they offer a wide range of expertise and uses for North America and, of course, around the world. Our locations are also really incredible because we have the ability to offer diverse natural environments, which I like to call are the perfect natural laboratories. So as I noted, the geographic locations in both Northwestern Ontario as well as Central Ontario allow for our students to pursue different disciplines of science and environmental studies in a natural laboratory. You can see in this photo, students actually in the McIntyre River on our Thunder Bay campus, which runs right through our campus, doing some biology research related to the organisms that live in the aquatic ecosystem. When you also pursue a degree within science and environmental studies, you have the ability to focus that degree with a specialization in selected cases. So you will have that flexibility to, for example, pursue a Bachelor's of Science general program, which allows students to choose from a variety of courses. And then it will also even prepare you in select examples to pursue professional accreditations like in our geology program or chemistry program. It also offers students a strong foundation in terms of entering the careers of research, education, medicine, law, and other professions. So these are just a few ways to showcase how students can specialize their degree to perhaps pursue further education or take their career to the next level. And last but not least, before I pass over to Dr. Randall to introduce some of our programs and to look at that listing itself, I did want to note that Lakehead's environmental programs have actually been granted the national accreditation by Canadian Environmental Accreditation Commission, CEAC, as we know it through its acronym. And they actually certify the body of environmental career organizations, so Eco Canada. So this speaks to, of course, the rigorous programming, the professors that deliver that programming, and the relevance of it, of course, making sure that it's relevant to today's world that's ever evolving. So I think that's a quick segue or introduction to the faculty itself. But now I'll pass it over to Dr. Randall to share more about our undergraduate programs here at Lakehead.
Thanks very much, Jordan. And so some of those images you showed will be helpful to recall as I say a few things out loud about our programs. As I said earlier, we have two campus, or as Jordan said, we have two campus locations. Our 10 departments offer what you see on the screen here as a variety of both disciplines as well as other fields of study in which our programs are offered. I'm not going to read this full list out to you, but I think what I'll try to say is that our programming spans some of those traditional science disciplines that you think of, mathematics, biology, chemistry, physics, and computer science, a range of environmental or field-oriented disciplines such as geology, geography, environmental sustainability, and then a number of social science fields as well, anthropology, economics, and then a variety of programs that blend in an interdisciplinary way some of these programs: bioinformatics, geoarchaeology, water science, and applied life sciences that my colleague David will speak about later. Again, a key part of science programming, as shown in one of Jordan's slides there, was our experiential or hands-on learning opportunities that you'll pursue in a laboratory setting, whether it's a chemistry program, a biology or applied life science program. And we'll hear a little bit more from Dr. Law about some of those opportunities. Many programs have a field-based learning component within them or embedded. So geology, geography, environmental sustainability are just a few examples of that. Technical skills, computational skills that you pursue in computer science or even in geography with geomatics are programs as well at Lakehead University. In addition, scientific knowledge is valuable for the sake of pursuing scientific knowledge, but it also has an applied component or either societal or environmental benefit. So at Lakehead, we do this kind of work as well, and you'll get to explore this as an undergraduate student. Just as one example, in our anthropology programs, where students are learning about past and current cultures and the artifacts that those cultures may have left behind, students are involved in archaeological investigations that can help with our understanding of how Indigenous peoples lived in their traditional territories. Professors and students, such as yourself, partner with First Nations peoples and communities to co-lead these kinds of investigations. So again, as I summarize these field lab, technical, and applied skill sets, again, part of something we would call sort of job readiness for you to pursue post-graduation. In addition, some of the units listed here on the screen have a co-op option. So Department of Computer Science, Environmental Sustainability and Physics have co-op programs. And again, we'll hear a little bit more on those later from Jordan. And then beyond undergraduate programs, and I'm going to segue into my next slide slowly, Jordan, is that if you're interested in more advanced opportunities, you can do a graduate degree. But before I leave the undergraduate, just one last thing I'd like to quickly mention. As part of your undergraduate degree, you may be thinking of what comes next. Some of you, are interested in professional programs like medicine or vet school, pharmacy, or graduate training. Within each of our departments, we do have program advisors that can give you advice on what are those steps that lead either to a professional program or to a graduate program if you want to pursue more advanced study in a particular field. So I think I'm moving on to graduate programming, right, Jordan? There we go. Okay, so so a lesser number of areas of focus at the graduate level. But again, I think the key thing to know about graduate programming is it allows you to explore and deepen your knowledge of a particular field of study of your choosing. Over your undergraduate degree, you'll learn about a particular field, but at the graduate level, it allows you to drill down into that area. Most of the master's programs that are listed here are what we call a thesis-based program. So they're a 2-year program, allows you to work with a faculty member on a topic of, again, of mutual interest to both yourself and that advisor. And it involves a mix of this research as well as advanced level courses beyond what you would have done as an undergraduate student. Some of our programs at the graduate level are course-based, so a little bit less focused on the research, but more focused on advanced level coursework. And these are offered in programs, course-based programs in computer science, economics, and mathematics. And then I'll just speak very briefly about doctoral programs. If you're, interested in, research beyond the master's level, maybe that might be required in select industries to be involved in research and development. Or if you have interest in pursuing a career at a university or a college as a researcher and instructor, you'll need a PhD or a doctoral degree. And in science, we currently offer 2 interdisciplinary PhD programs, as listed there, one in chemistry and material science, and one in biotechnology. Thanks, Jordan.
Awesome. Thank you, Todd, for sharing more about the laundry list of programs that you oversee as the Dean of the Faculty, but of course, hundreds and if not thousands of students here at Lakehead are pursuing within your faculty. So it's very exciting. I also want to note and also remind our audience, I hope this helps draw the connection that whether you start your degree at Lakehead at the undergraduate level, or potentially if you are joining us at the master's level, there is further education opportunities. So you can continue growing in terms of your expertise within your field of study, or perhaps you may shift gears and change your field of study. Something I will also want to remind our viewers of, if you're interested in a master's program here at Lakehead University, we will consider a bachelor's degree from another country. So if you've completed your degree elsewhere, maybe in your home institution or your home country, or perhaps elsewhere around the world, we would absolutely consider that as a part of the admissions process. And we would welcome you to join us here at Lakehead and continue your studies and in your research. So I know Todd also mentioned a select number of our programs have the cooperative advantage or the cooperative education experience. So sharing a bit more about that and what that actually entails. It's a formal work placement built into your program, and it's actually recognized right on your parchment. These work placements range between 4 to 16 months in terms of work terms. They are unique to each program. So in some cases, they may be available in a 4-month stint after second year, and then going in between your 3rd and 4th year, you could be looking at doing an additional 12 months or beyond. As I noted, of course, it's unique for every program. So that's something that you will chat with your coordinator or your advisor with once you actually arrive on campus. You're more than welcome to explore some of those opportunities now on our website, though, and start to wrap your head around what is this. But I also want to remind viewers, this is a paid work experience. So if you need to take a break in the middle of your degree to start applying that foundational knowledge and gaining those real life working skills, you'll be paid for that experience. On average, our students are earning between $20 to $25 Canadian. Of course, considering that we have Dr. Bajwa on today's webinar, I also want to mention we've seen some of our computer science students earn significantly more in terms of an hourly rate. And there's other programs outside of computer science that also earn above this. And in the same note or the same breath, some of our programs are more closely tied to the minimum wage here in Ontario or elsewhere in Canada. Co-ops are completed both here in our hometowns, elsewhere in the province, across Canada, and in select cases, they're available internationally. And we have over 140 international and national partners. On the screen, you'll see here now some of those companies that we've worked with in the past or had students go to in the past. So technology companies like Amazon or IBM, financial institutions like HSBC or RBC, manufacturing companies like Honda, Bombardier, natural resources companies, Suncor Energy being a global brand, but Newmont Goldcorp being relatively unique to Northwestern Ontario to an extent because we have several mines in the local region that are operated by this corporation. And healthcare settings like the Thunder Bay Regional Health Sciences Center, located conveniently across the street from Lakehead's Thunder Bay campus. We have genuinely hundreds of students at the Thunder Bay Regional Health Sciences Center in a variety of different placements and roles, whether it's in the Faculty of Science and Environmental Studies, or perhaps it's in our Health and Behavioral Sciences faculty. They are involved in a variety of different functions within that health care center. So that's a bit about co-op. I'm going to pass it back to Todd to share more about the Lakehead Georgian experience, which is our degree plus diploma programs offered through Lakehead University and Georgian College.
Thank you so much, Jordan. As David suggested earlier in our introductions, Lakehead actually operates at 3 locations. We have programming in Thunder Bay, Aurelia campus mainly, but we also have program offerings that start students at Georgian's College at Barrie. So we have a partnership, as indicates there on the screen, with Georgian College. The Faculty of Science is proud to be part of three programs that is part of that partnership. And so in these partnership programs, we offer a dual credential. So you get a degree and a diploma over that 4-year time frame. So you get a 2-year Georgian diploma and a 4-year honors degree from Lakehead University, again, over that 4-year time frame. The areas of study that are available are, again, I'll just kind of list the degree and the diploma names, but it's the Applied Life Science degree from Lakehead. Again, these are all honors degree from Lakehead. And then the Biotechnology Health Diploma from Georgian. That's one program, one dual credential program. The other one is in computer science, where you get the computer science degree from Lakehead and a computer programmer diploma from Georgian. And then our third one is environmental sustainability degree from Lakehead University and Georgian's environmental technician 2-year diploma. So it's the best of both worlds. You're getting, you know, that breadth of knowledge, depth of knowledge that a university degree gives you, and some of the some additional hands-on stuff that you get through a college diploma program. All of the degrees that the Faculty of Science and Environmental Studies is involved with in the partnership are programs where you spend 2 years in Barrie at the Georgian College campus, and then you move over to our Lakehead Aurelia campus for years 3 and year 4, and again are having that immersive experience at our Lakehead campus in those final 2 years of your program.
Thanks for sharing that, Todd. I'll add on to that and help the audience understand this opportunity a bit more. Although it's offered in partnership with Georgian College, to be clear, when you join in your very first year, in the very first course that you step foot into, you're pursuing your degree. You are pursuing a course, and the course is being delivered at a degree level. It's the opportunities where Georgian College is able to enhance your learning and provide some more of the technical and hands-on laboratories based on facilities that they've already had operational for years now at their campus. And so that's something to take into consideration. I also want to mention to our international students that are watching today's event, you are eligible for a $4,000 International Visionary Award as a part of this program. So all of our students receive that award that join the Lakehead Georgian experience, and that can also be coupled with our generous international entrance scholarships, which I noted at the beginning are some of the most generous in Canada, and they are merit-based. So if you perform really well in your final year of high school, you're going to be set to hopefully gain some meaningful scholarships as you prepare for your Lakehead journey. So on the heels of that and chatting about programs, I think it's our time to really dive into our program highlights. And first, I'll pass it over to Dr. Law to share more about applied life sciences and biology.
Thank you, Jordan. Yes, so I'm a faculty member in the Department of Biology in the SAS faculty. The courses I teach are all in biology. This term, I'm teaching a first-year course, both at Lakehead Aurelia and at our Georgian campus to our APLS joint program students. All of these students are interested in molecules, biomolecules. things like lipids and carbohydrates and nucleic acids, and certainly my favorite biomolecule, which is proteins. You get a chance to study these molecules in the context of organisms that are alive, especially at the molecule and cell levels. And another nice highlight of APLS programs at all three of our locations in Barrie, Orillia, and Thunder Bay is the applied part. Applied in this case means very hands-on. You get a lot of experience working with instrumentation and gaining experience that will help you in the next step of your career. I always like to tell a story about a student who was doing a fourth-year project with me when I was still in Thunder Bay. She went and did a placement. And when she was at her placement, there were students from other universities who didn't really know anything about actually performing research. And the task she was given, she actually knew it off by heart because she'd already done it in my lab. So she grabbed the pipette and said, "Give me that." And she went and did the thing that they wanted her to do. And so the applied part of our program is definitely true. And you'll learn how to perform a lot of tasks in the lab that will be useful in the next stage of your career that Jordan and Todd discussed. Again, Applied Life Sciences is available in 3 locations in Barrie and Orillia, and in Thunder Bay, both in partnership with Georgian College and as a standalone degree where you do all 4 years of your degree at Lakehead. You can also focus in applied life sciences in certain areas. A lot of students that come into APLS are interested in pursuing a professional program after they graduate from their undergraduate degree. Perhaps they're interested in medicine or going to vet school in Guelph, or pharmacy or dentistry, or the hardest one of all, optometry. Certainly, we've had a lot of success in placing graduates in our APLS program in these programs. Typically, about 20 to 30% of our graduates go on to pursue medical school. So our program really does set them up to do well in these areas. And you can specialize a little bit, especially in years 3 and 4 of your undergraduate program in biomedical sciences. Again, that specialization, that concentration goes right on your diploma, and maybe gives you a little bit of a leg up when you're applying for professional programs in the future. I think that's all I have to say, Jordan.
Awesome. Well, I'm certainly glad that you brought up that you could add that specialization, because I agree it certainly could give students and in the eyes of the next institution, or perhaps Lakehead's own grad committees, a leg up. But more importantly, it also provides the student with the foundational knowledge to be successful when they perhaps pursue that next step. So when they go into the career field, they may be able to show up their coworkers and say, well, I know how to do that procedure already. I learned that in my courses. And oftentimes we've heard from employers that they're blown away by that. They're almost shocked that at a university level, an undergraduate student has had access to some of this technology. Like I said, at larger institutions that are highly reserved and only available to faculty members for their own critical research and perhaps some of their doctoral and master's students. So thank you for sharing more, David. I'm happy that you really covered that at a full breadth and chatted about the different offerings. Next, we'll pass over to Garima to share more about computer science.
Hello, everyone. Again, I'm a faculty in the Department of Computer Science. So we know that computer science is playing a leading role in our society, from our abilities to change the future. We get up every morning streaming music to planning the mission on Mars. So here at Lakehead, we explore the world of computer science in a slightly different manner. We engage the students in 2 focused program streams, which we can choose from, the business or the science. So the business focus provides us a path to entrepreneurship certificate from the Faculty of Business. Whereas the science focus emphasizes on science and environmental science electives. Our department offers 4 programs, but our flagship program is the honors in the Bachelor's of Computer Science with a co-op option. As Jordan has already mentioned, Our department has the largest co-op program at Lakehead because of the demand of computer scientists is ever increasing, year after year. So students that join our co-op program, they sharpen their skills and knowledge, by exercising their work terms as soon as the second year. We also offer in our honors program, the specialization of health informatics and game programming. So several of our undergrad students move on to graduate program with us, which is the master's degree. And we also offer a specialization in artificial intelligence that is affiliated to the Vector Institute, which is one of the largest institutes for AI research in Canada here. So, our faculty, we have 12 professors, and our faculty is committed to exposing our students to the scientific methods and the topics that are forefront of research and innovations. Our co-op program and the placements, you've seen the numbers, it's 100% over the last 2 years. So computer science has built the companies and has motivated students. As I said before, it's the art of solving problems and the art of teaching the computer how to think like us. So you're welcome to contact any of our, department members if you're interested in joining us in this very exciting field of computer science. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you for sharing more. I have a few notes that I want to touch on and circle back on. Thank you for mentioning the two different streams at the undergraduate level, because there's two different sides to computer science, and we recognize that students will come in with those different passions. So there may be that more science-driven student, which is absolutely great to have them. And then there's the student that may also look to see that the tech industry continues to evolve. And I mean, one day you could wake up and it could look totally different, essentially. And there's those entrepreneurs that have a solution. They have a business idea.
I would like to add here, a lot of our computer science, business majors, they join financial institutions like, CIBC, RBC, and, they contribute to, using their business focus in all those areas too.
Awesome. Yeah. And then another thing that I wanted to touch on was your discussion related to having 12 faculty members in the unit. Of course, those faculty members are wide ranging in terms of the different types of research or different areas of research that they're pursuing and passionate about, which for our students that are interested in a master's level degree, or perhaps even the undergrads that want to get involved and work a little extra on the side, there may be opportunities for you to enhance your Lakehead experience.
Definitely.
So thank you for sharing more. I'll note one of our own student workers on my team who works directly under me. He had high regards and lots of great things to share about courses with you, Dr. Bajwa. So thank you for joining. I'm excited that our viewers today will hopefully one day have a course with you themselves.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. And with that, chatting about some of those research opportunities really changes gears here, where we introduce the idea of unique learning opportunities. And as I noted earlier, the CASES building, or the Center for Advanced Studies in Engineering and Sciences, is actually home, and it's on the screen, I should note, but it's home to 4 of Lakehead's newest Canada research chairs. It also has 3 research support units, the Faculty of Graduate Studies, the Ingenuity Entrepreneurship Center, as well as 7 leading research programs and laboratories. So with that being said, I'll pass over to Dr. Randall to share more perhaps about some of the research that him as the dean has learned about and has helped perhaps even improve himself.
Well, I mean, there's lots of examples I could probably share. So I've done a little bit of homework and in terms of our involvement in the CASES building. I mean, as we've said throughout the seminar today, one of the key things that we like to offer our students as undergraduates is that opportunity to be engaged in the research enterprise. Some of the research chairs in the CASES building, do exactly that, either with grads and undergraduate students. So just a couple of examples of some of the scientists that we have working in this building. One of the Canada research chairs is Matt Tucheri, and his research chair is in human origins, and he's also a faculty member in our Department of Anthropology. So Dr. Tucheri's research is largely focused on the evolutionary history and functional morphology of early humanoids. And his work has involved extensive field work in caves in Indonesia on the island of Flores, in partnership with indigenous communities there. So I'm aware of both Thunder Bay students as well as international students who have from Indonesia themselves who've joined his research team on that important work that he's published extensively on that. So Dr. Cherry is one of the Canada Research Chairs in the Faculty of Science. Early in the presentation, Jordan referred to some of our co-op placements that are with our local hospital, again, just across the road. So we have a number of research chairs in science that are also affiliated with that local research institute. One of them is Dr. Michael Campbell. He is a research chair in radiochemistry. Dr. Campbell's research involves research on chemicals that can benefit healthcare outcomes. And one of his recent PhD students was working to find a method on assessing brain injury from concussions and strokes. Her name is Dr. Allingham. She's now graduated. She identified a protein that is associated with brain injury and synthesized a small molecule with a radioactive tag that would seek out this protein for further imaging. And by doing this work, it would allow for the determination of the degree of injury and also confirm whether it is safe to resume normal activities. So again, paraphrasing, important foundational chemistry work, but has this value added in terms of helping healthcare outcomes, again, in partnership with our local. So those are just a couple of examples of researchers that I have working in cases, and both those faculty members have undergrads and grad students as part of the research teams going forward.
Well, I'm happy that you mentioned both of them, actually, because if for our viewers, if you're interested in hearing about some of those student experiences that we're able to travel to Indonesia with Dr. Cherry, you're more than welcome to actually view those on our website over at lakeheadu.ca/international. And then also speaking to Dr. Campbell and some of the research that he's conducting, we've actually had the opportunity to sit down with Dr. Campbell's colleague, Dr. Ala Resnick, to share more about some of her research related to healthcare. And she actually did a mock lecture for us last spring. So you're more than welcome to also check out our YouTube channel at Lakehead International to enhance your learning about how students are involved each and every day in these research projects, just to give you a taste of what you can anticipate, hopefully one day when you join us here at Lakehead. Another laboratory that I wanted to highlight is the Paleo DNA Laboratory. Lakehead is home to one of the top ancient DNA laboratories in the world, which of course, that's something we're very proud of. And they've been pioneers in the application of modern molecular genetic techniques and technologies to the study of archaeological and degraded and paleo DNA. The laboratory itself provides three functions: research, services, and teaching. So students actually get involved and have courses and classes, labs in this environment. The research actually, it covers many aspects of DNA analysis, from the development and implementation of new extraction and purification methods through to their application. And research projects have also involved the study of disease in ancient populations, wildlife classifications, as well as both modern and ancient human identification, among others. So that's one laboratory of many that I thought I would highlight because it's so unique to Lakehead and something that is quite outstanding. Chatting about success stories, so shifting gears here again and actually sharing a bit more about how our students get involved and where they've been successful. The team on the screen here is actually from the Department of Economics, where they took part of the Bank of Canada Governor's Challenge, where 28 universities from across Canada took part in a case competition, which was designed to actually promote the understanding of the role of the monetary policy and then how it plays an effect in Canada's economy. So working in teams, students provided analysis and forecasts on the development of the economy. They also were then able to present their monetary policy recommendations to keep inflation low and to stabilize it in line with the bank's inflation target of 2%. The judges then evaluated all 28 teams to see sort of the substance of their analysis, the quality of their presentation, and the evidence of strong teamwork. And from, the 24 teams of Canadian institutions, Lakehead was very proud to be one of the only 5 teams to move into the final round. So we were, although we're a smaller institution, we certainly pack a punch in terms of when we show up at these competitions and we compete to showcase our foundational knowledge and our access to very unique research. Another opportunity here is this student is one of our previous up-and-coming researchers at Lakehead University, and he actually worked with Dr. Resnick on the PET scan. So it's a positron emission tomography scan and other imaging devices. So this is Alexander Bubon, and he's actually from Ukraine, and he was a PhD student in the chemistry and materials sciences program. He essentially was helping develop cutting-edge medical imaging technology that delivers that high-resolution picture at a much lower dosage of radiation, providing breast imaging that was alternative to mammography. So that's just yet another example, and he was awarded with a MyTax award for that outstanding work that he does. Now, as we come full circle to sharing more about the degrees that we offer, the environment that you'll be in, and every day living through that research experience in that classroom environment, you may be wondering, where will I take my Lakehead degree? So the career opportunities listed on your screen by no means are an exhaustive list. If we had an exhaustive list of our graduates and where they've gone, I think you would be blown away and how many slides they would have to go through, but also to see the diverse paths that students have gone. So like I was saying, this is just a rough idea of where you could take your Lakehead degree. And it's great to hear from Dr. Randall and as well as our faculty members that there's advisors in your program that are going to be happy to sit down and discuss with you how you can shape and specialize your Lakehead degree to perhaps pursue further education or a career that really is of interest to you. And last but not least, I want to share a bit about our outstanding alumni. So this is just one alumni that of many that have had the opportunity to sit down with us and share more about their Lakehead experience. So Lavina here was a part of the Masters of Computer Science program, and she had completed her cooperative education experience through that paid internship with IBM in Toronto. So she was on the Thunder Bay campus, but she did end up moving to Toronto for 16 months to complete this co-op, and then she came back to Thunder Bay to wrap up her degree. That certainly helped her fund her education. And then reflecting on upon her education, she was able to immediately be hired by Slalom, which is a company in Toronto that helps clients set up Salesforce CRM solution. So computer science and CRMs go hand in hand, essentially, to one very small piece of the puzzle, essentially. But as an engineer on the team, she's been able to custom build functionalities that support and enable clients to have Salesforce technologies meet very specific requirements. And she also shared that Lakehead gave her that opportunity to understand herself and to see what was best for her, and also taught her to analyze the situation. So again, looking back, being able to think for herself within computer science and develop that analytical skill has now aided her in her career to meet these client-specific requirements and needs. So that is one of many alumni stories. If you would like to learn more, you can also head over to our website, lakeheadu.ca/international, and we have quite the number of profiles of alumni testimonials and current student testimonials that share more about their Lakehead experience. With that being said, though, this does conclude our formal presentation on the Faculty of Science and Environmental Studies. I want to thank our panel for joining us once again. It's been my pleasure to be your host. Next, we're going to move into the live question and answer period.
I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, I want to encourage you to comment below or connect with us on social media. We can be found at Lakehead International on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thanks for watching once again, and hopefully we'll see you at the next live webinar. Bye for now.